Good day, everybody. This is the Ecclesiarch here, back to you with some more Warpforge, and today we shall be playing none other than Azrael himself. Now, Azrael is pretty strong because Dark Angels have been really powerful ever since their release. They received some very necessary nerfs, if you guys remember, which was the nerf to Master Lazarus as well as the Deathwing Terminator. But apart from that, and Deathwing Strike Master as well, but apart from that, they are still very, very powerful and very worth playing if you want to climb your ranks. Now, a couple of things have changed for me in terms of Azrael. More specifically, I am no longer using the Deathwing Strike Masters. You guys may still use them. They're still pretty good. It is just that due to the fact that they have been nerfed and no longer affect the Warlord, I feel as if there are better ways just to play it because honestly now you can actually replace them and to like fill more gaps in your deck that you used to have, and it kind of just feels too slow for me after they have received nerfs. I may be wrong, of course, you may still use them, but currently I prefer to use other things, and it has been doing quite well. So since I removed two of them, instead what I decided to add to my deck is quite simple. I decided to add one copy of Repulsor just for more late game strength, and one copy of Apothecary for some extra defensive capabilities. Otherwise, we have your standard Ancient Reliquary and Inner Circle. Ancient Reliquary is really good because for 1 energy, giving 3 health or damage of any type to a troop is really good. It can make your troops very durable. It can make you deal that extra damage that you need to deal to win. And again, it is very cheap. With Inner Circles, once again, it's an energy cheat and plus consistency and 1 cost only. So you guys know that like energy cheats and consistency are extremely good. You also know that this is especially good on Azrael because this puts something on top of your deck, and maybe you get, let's say, for example, a Deathwing Strike Master for 8 energy, but the next turn is energy 7. Instead of ruining your teleport, what you can do is you can choose the Strike Master, but then you can use Azrael's own ability to put another card on top of that card, meaning the next turn you will get the card that Azrael has chosen, but afterwards you will draw your Strike Master, Knight Master at energy 8, which basically means that together with Azrael's ability, you can manipulate what you draw and when quite well. This is a little bit confusing, but I will explain that as we play the games. As always, I do have the Rock because I think it's more flexible than just having copies of Sergeant Taman, because this can just summon that or give you quest progression and healing. Black Knight for early flank, pretty good, high damage. Always good to have that. Deathwing Assault, because whenever you're playing a teleport deck, this is super necessary in order to fix the teleports that you were not able to use because of drawing them in the wrong time, or just to give you a finisher. 1 copy of Librarian for a little bit of consistency and early game power. We got Deathwing Terminator, so as our teleport units, we got the Deathwing Terminator. Great stats and great AoE. You always want to have these guys in whatever deck that includes teleport. Lazarus to support the teleport units because it can activate their teleport. Deathwing Knight because it's a Lich card that instantly goes face, which is insanely good. We got 1 copy of Deathwing Champion as our finisher. It's basically the Raven from HHL, but cheaper. And of course, we got our double Deathwing Knight Master, which is going to be our late game powerhouse. So all of these are basically the cards that we want to be looking to get on curb so that we can abuse the teleport. We also have Inner Circle Companions because they have insane stats and stealth and everything basically. I even think that this unit doesn't really need stealth. It would still be extremely good. It's like a better Lictor, honestly, so a very nice unit right here. Landspeeder Vengeance for some extra flank. We also, of course, including Unwavering Zeal and Deadly Hunters for our AoE answer. Deadly Hunters can also be even stronger if you play it with Azrael on Energy 9, because these guys are going to have 5 energy in that case if Azrael uses his ability to give +1 attack to all of those Black Knights that you summon. Of course, we got Samael extremely powerful late game unit. We got Ezekiel as well, because I love the camouflage and shielding. Very hard to remove unless it's an Orc opponent. And we also have the Ravenwing Talon Master as our anti-stealth. Now, Wages of Retribution is one card that a lot of people question on Azrael, but I think it is a very good card because of a couple of reasons. In certain matchups, this can be crucial, because if you're playing against something like Nemesis or Orcs that are spamming the board, or Scarabs, or so on, this can be insanely good. And with Azrael being so consistent due to his agenda ability that he can basically choose what he wants to draw, you can get this or not get this based on your choice. So you're almost never going to draw it whenever you don't want it. So Azrael can get away with using a card like that. Also, don't forget, any quest progression that you generate through Wages of Retribution counts as your Warlord generating it, meaning the Apothecary heals him. So potentially that could be an insane amount of healing. Now, without further ado, let's just jump into a couple of games. And what we're gonna do afterwards is that we're gonna discuss, not afterwards, but during the game, we're gonna discuss more things. We're gonna discuss more plays, more decisions, and just talk about what are certain things that, oh wait, I don't want that. Certain things that you should be doing, you should not be doing. What are some maybe interesting strategies and, you know, things to consider. All right, we're facing off against the Swarmlord. Now, the first thing with Azrael, what you need to remember, guys, you always mulligan your Terminators because you want to trigger teleport. And whenever you start the game with something that is not... Actually, I'm thinking we should go Acid Rain here. Or not. Should I go for Acid Rain, I'm thinking. Yeah, we should go for Acid Rain, because he's gonna have a defense card here, and if it drops an early Carnifex, I want to be able to answer it. So, one thing you remember is, whenever you have cards in your hand at the start, with Azrael, it's extra important not to mulligan without thinking twice, because sometimes when you mulligan, you might draw a Terminator instead, which can kind of ruin your game. Okay, against the Tyranids, Wages of the Retribution is not too bad, honestly. But I think what we will do is we will get Ezekiel. Because the Tyranids are going to have an extra difficult time dealing against Ezekiel. Because they don't really have a lot of things that can just hard remove something that they can target. They'll have to use like a big flanker or something similar. So it's going to be pretty useful. So you always want to play this on turn 1 whenever you can. Just drop the Sergeant Come on, so that you can answer whatever threat the enemy plays. Okay, so he decides to stay safe, which is good for me, because I'm going to drop another Sergeant Taman, and I'm just going to shoot him here, because it's still going to stay at 1 HP, so it works for me. I think Unwavering Zeal is a must to draw against the Swarmlord, because, for example, if he plays a Gene Stealer here or something, I will be able to answer it, and that is something you always need to consider. Okay, he removes it. Oh, and he does nothing? Okay. Gotta admit, I'm kind of surprised. In that case, I'm just going to buff my Taman to deal some more damage. Dealing that 4 damage against Swarmlord is now much bigger than it used to be, because currently, as you guys can see, Swarmlord has less HP. We of course go for the Deathwing Terminator because I want to abuse its AoE next turn. Again, if he plays a Gene Stealer, the Terminator just drops and destroys it due to Acid Rain. So I think getting Acid Rain in this match is actually correct. I just don't like this in my hand. What the hell, man? What are the odds? Oh, he's using Toxic Vapors. Okay. Well, if he's using Toxic Vapors, then not much that he can do. So I'm just gonna drop this. And this is the rare case where you want to attack with Azrael, as uncomfortable as it is. You want to do that because you cannot leave the Bargaunt alive. It's very annoying. And right now, he's the one who has to answer my play, which means that most probably Ezekiel gets played next turn, and he gets like stuck in a very, very bad situation, because if he has an empty board and an Ezekiel is on there, it might mean GG. Unless he plays like a Gargoyle and then also takes damage to the face. Which is possible, by the way. Okay, actually... Ooh. This is a tough one. This is actually a tough one. I might have to miss another turn with Azrael. Oh my god, not another... Okay, never mind. So yeah, we're gonna miss another turn with Azrael, because I really want to be playing that Ezekiel. Let's hope this goes to our face. If it goes to Ezekiel, okay, thank God. Thank you. That is very good. I didn't really want it to hit Ezekiel, because it would break the shield off Ezekiel, and I think that shield currently is very important, because if he plays... the way he can deal with this is he could play Gargoyles, and then he needs to take 4 damage, which I really want, because otherwise he would just do it with Gargoyles, which is not good. And if he does not have Gargoyles, then he's in a bad spot. Oh, Venom Throw. Okay. Interesting. So I haven't actually seen the Venom Throw flank combo being utilized in a while, because mostly Tyranids don't need it anymore. They got some better options lately, but it's fine. Okay. So I could either play Deathwing Knight or Inner Circle Companion, and in this specific scenario, I think we play the Inner Circle Companion. And do we care about the Venom? I don't think we care about the Venom Throw. We're just gonna go for this. And we're gonna go for Deadly Hunters, because Deadly Hunters is like your get out of the jail free card for when like things go too south. I don't care about the Venom Throw because this thing is invisible. Unless he pulls like a Ravener out of nowhere, he's not dealing with this. And even if he plays a Ravener, I don't really care much, I guess. It's gonna be a very slow play. Okay, makes that invisible. Understandable. I get it. I have Unwavering Zeal to deal with that. Ooh. This is actually pretty interesting. So he's... I think I actually have a very good answer to all of this. The question just is... yeah, I think we do it like this. It's still gonna remain at whatever HP it has. We're gonna buff the ranged attack so that it hurts the Swarmlord if he plays it. And here we could play another Unwavering Zeal, or we could go for Inner Circle. I think we go for Unwavering Zeal, because he might pull a Gene Stealer out of nowhere in the late game as well. So I don't want to take those chances, because Gene Stealers can really grow to be extremely powerful. So he probably is gonna sacrifice that, then drop another one and buff it, buff the buff one, and execute with the other one. There you go. It's taken down. It's gonna buff that probably. That's the correct play, obviously. So we just use Unwavering Zeal that we have chosen to draw, and we will drop our Deathwing. Now, still going for Inner Circle. I'm not like in a huge need of flankers here, because I do have Deadly Hunters, and I also do have the Night Master. And since he already destroyed his own Venom Throw, I think we might be in a good spot. Ooh, that's actually not too good. I think we'll just drop the Night Master here. Gotta keep hitting this. So Acid Rain, another reason why it's good, his armor doesn't matter much anymore. And of course we're gonna go for Deathwing Companion. Now, he really needs that Venom Throat combo again, otherwise he's in trouble. And if he does that, then I have Deadly Hunters to answer. By the way, with Deadly Hunters, I might even choose to sacrifice them instead of doing ranged attacks on them. Because, as good as Deadly Hunters is, I don't want them to get hit by Ravenous Hunger and heal him for too much. We might actually have lethal next turn. What he probably needs to do is he needs to play another one of these Tyrant Guard. Ooh, that's not good. That's not a good idea, bro. If he swarms the board, then I have a perfect answer. Oh. That was a waste. I have too many ways of beating him right now, so might as well just choose one, right? We got Deadly Hunters, we got Samael, a lot of ways to just finish him off. That was a pretty good game, by the way. That was a pretty good game, pretty intense. And well played to my opponent. So let us move to the next game. Dun, 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 dun. We got a mirror, and I already don't like the fact that I'm holding a Deathwing Master in my hand, but oh well. What you gonna do, guys? What you gonna do? Defense turrets is good. You always want to go for this, by the way, with Azrael. Actually, do we care too much about that? I don't think we care too much, right? Unless he plays another thing, we're kind of fine. Ooh, I get to play Inner Circle. Let me just do that real quick. I see. So we do this, and here's what I tell you. So I chose that, but that's gonna be 4 energy, right, guys? So now I don't want it to draw it next turn, so I'm gonna use this now. Instead, I'm gonna go for Deadly Hunters because everything else kind of ruins it. So what I do is next turn I draw Deadly Hunters. After that, I know for a fact that I draw the Master. And what's good about that is I can now attack freely with my Azrael and use my defense turrets. Okay. I don't think he should have attacked there, but fair enough. But then again, he probably knows that I have defense turrets, so I guess he should have, yeah. Because for the next turn, I know for a fact that I'm drawing the Strike Master. So it's not a problem. So what we do is we shoot this, then we use our defense turret. Then, actually speaking, do I Lazarus here? Nah, I think we do this. This is ahead of curve, so. And we're gonna go for Wages of Retribution. No, it's too slow for this matchup. Nope, yeah, we don't want to do that. A bit too slow for this matchup specifically. Probably don't want to do that. Okay, that makes sense that he played it. Okay, that's good. He's missing some consistency now because of that. I'll take that any day. So, of course, we can take it out. By consistency missing, I mean that he did not choose what he would draw next turn, and that's very important when you're playing Azrael. So let's drop Lazarus. Let's go for this. Now, issue, we don't want to choose this because it's gonna go south. We could go for Deathwing Assault, but Deathwing Knight. So we'll go for Deathwing Knight here. See if he's got another answer for my Lazarus. Yeah, he does, unfortunately. Well, so here's the thing. I'm not sure if this is gonna go face or go there. You can honestly never be sure about this. This is so stupid, by the way. I hate that about it, but I cannot risk because it has lost me a game so many times. I cannot I can't even remember how many times that stupidity has lost me a game. So, we will go for Ancient Reliquary here. That is very sad, by the way. Like, of course, the greatest play for the Deathwing Knight is to just take that out, but I mean, it's not happening, so. Crimea River, am I right? So, definitely playing this here. Yeah, and we just gotta do this. So, let's see what he plays now. He's got an Inner Circle Companion, and he got a Terminator. It's not looking too good for us, honestly. Unless I do get something. And a second Deathwing. Yeah, we surrender here, guys. This is the game that you surrender. Some of you might say that you should play this until the end. That's a game over, I'm afraid, because when you have a board like that, where enemy has a board and you can't drop something, plus my win condition got ruined, like two of my win conditions, which is Deathwing Masters. I think some of the biggest weaknesses of this deck is that if you, for whatever reason, draw a Deathwing Master, whenever, like, you... Oh, nice. Okay, this is actually pretty good. Of course, we change this. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so what I'm saying, if you're drawing a Deathwing Master, your late game is kind of ruined at that point. So Wages of Retribution is going to be extra good here if we draw it. We're going to get the Talon Master. Obviously, that's the best call. So here's the thing. Nemesor is one of those warlords that might actually force me to commit to attacking. Does this give me a relic, by the way? Nope. Doesn't trigger Slay. They fixed it. I think that's fair. It should not trigger Slay. Undying Legions instantly. Okay. Let us hope that we do not draw a Strike Master. Not a Strike Master, but Night Master. Okay, that's good. We play Lazarus, and the next thing that we draw is Samael, yeah. Samael, because you don't want the Master, and the healing is kinda unimportant here. We first will need to try to get the, whatchamacallit, the wages. Wages of Retribution. It needs a Scorpec Destroyer for that. Yep. So we play the Terminator and we give it health. So this becomes even a harder target to deal with. And I suppose we can play Unwavering Zeal. Some AoE will always be useful. Not AoE. Yeah, AoE, sorry. Talonmaster is also going to be pretty nice here, because if he drops a Lich Guard or something silly like that, by silly, it's really funny that I'm calling Lich Guards silly, but Lich Guards have become kind of silly. They're not, like, nearly as good as they used to be. So it kind of is the truth. So I'm thinking, what is the correct play here? There's a couple of things that we could do. But I think in this case, this is what we do. Yeah, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. I say also play this. Destroy this like this. Wages of Retribution it is. It's gonna be a bit slow, but it's gonna be worth it in the long run. It's kinda expected. That's fine. That's kinda not fine. So what we do here is, I think surprisingly we should play Wages of Retribution, so... I think you guys are gonna be surprised on that one, but I think it's necessary. And then we do this. Should not have done that, I think. Let's get the Librarian. So, the reason I'm doing Wages here is because I'm setting up a very good Deadly Hunters play. Like a very, very good one. Because there's gonna be a ton of quest progression just flowing in. I didn't actually expect to really meet a Nemesis, but I think this will show just how good that is. Because look at this. There we go. That's already our first quest. I hope he actually resurrects everything. I'm not joking. Ah, Chronomancer. Ooh. That's a little bit scary. Nevertheless, we are going to answer it. Alright, we start from these. Also gotta make sure this one dies. This just has to go. So let's just put one melee. And you might think that we should target the destroyer here, but that is actually not true. We need to take out this because afterwards, what's gonna happen if he does a resurrection orb here or something else, then this thing is gonna win him the game. So we obviously don't want that happening. And if he plays resurrection orb, we'll be in a tight spot. It's not gonna be like a loss automatically, but we'll be in a tighter spot. Okay, we're good. We dodged it, fortunately for me. So at this point I am at 9 energy, so I don't care that much what I draw anymore, so I can ditch consistency for just attacking with Azrael now. think we're fine with that. Ooh, that's a good one. Again, so it's going to constantly give me a flow of quest progression, which is honestly great. Ooh, methodical destruction, huh? Methodical destruction is good, but what's so special about this card, by the way, that he plays it so? He always tries to resurrect. Then again, he's better than resurrecting this, I guess. Ooh, this is gonna give me a ton of quest progression, by the way. And now I guess we could get this. Now we're gonna start drawing double cards. He needs another methodical destruction, otherwise he's not dealing with my repulsor. Or he needs a resurrection orb now. But even if he does resurrection orb, I don't think he actually has enough to destroy this. And again, every time his units die, I just keep getting the quest progression, which is very toxic. Look at that. Yeah, there you go, GG. I think the only chance that he personally had of beating us was if he had played Resurrection Orb at the exact point where he needed to, basically, which was the moment when I played Deadly Hunters. Ooh, 15 Blackstone. That's crazy. Okay, let's go for the next game and let's see how we perform in that one. For now, we had 3 pretty interesting games. So let's see what else we can pull. We don't need wages against the orcs. So here's the thing. You might want to change the... Well, we need wages against the orcs, but not against Gordrang. For Gordrang, I think it's too slow. There is it. There it is, the regret. So what I wanted to say is maybe I don't exchange it because I don't want to draw a Deathwing. So Mulligan is just so important on Azrael, man. It's crazy. It's like more important than on any other character in the game. Okay, Gordrang is gonna be nasty here. We're gonna start from here. We'll get the Haman. Oh boy. Ezekiel, I guess. None of those are a perfect draw, honestly, because orcs do have a lot of hard removal. Oh my god. So I think what we do here is we do this. Because at least I get a quest progression this way. Okay, that was not the best squig for him. That's good. I could just buff the troop here, but I don't think it's necessary. So we go for this, and as we can see, he... Ancient Reliquary Blackrock. Deathwing Champion. And I'm gonna be trying to keep that Deathwing Champion. So it's gonna be played at 6. So until then, I need to... Oh, damn. I just noticed he actually played Asteroid Zone. Asteroid Zone is the worst offense card in the game, by the way, because it can go so south for him as well. Not just for me. It is not something that is going to work ideally. Okay, fortunately I drew the perfect answer for that because I had it ready, so let's hope this one goes into his face instead of mine. I took the last one, so it's your turn, Gordrang. There we go. Absolutely, we're playing the Deathwing. Yeah, this is just going to This is just going to bash into this and die, I guess. So do I get the companion next turn? Is it a 7 energy? Yeah, it's a 7 energy. So what I do, well, I mean, we just, you know, just like this. Don't really need anything too special for that. Okay, so he plays the Squig Buggy. My question is, do I go face with this?
Duty alone will wash away our shame.
I think not, right? Thank you, Gordrang. Apothecary, huh? Let me get the Apothecary. It might come in handy. So he could play a Rocket Rock Squig Buggy, which would be annoying as hell. Why did I even have to speak? I just had to speak, didn't I?
Come forth and be slaughtered.
Please go where you're supposed to go. Oh, again, my face. Okay. Oh no, that was the... Might as well just pass the turn. I should have used my consistency ability, but I kind of gave up here because we're not winning this, guys. Unfortunately, we're not winning this anymore. He leaves me at 3 HP, and there's literally nothing that I have that can save me from here, because there's also a Squig. Unfortunately, his aggro prevails in this case. Whenever you're facing orcs in general as Azrael, there is like one rule of thumb. You have to have a very strong turn on energy 4 with the Terminator. Otherwise you're not gonna be successful, because Gordrang and all the other orcs can really beat you down. And currently the Squigs are very hard to deal with. Okay, we got another one of these guys. Of course, let's actually keep all of this. Let's actually keep all of this.
At once, Dark Angels.
Is this the same guy? I don't remember. We deploy the Sergeant. We play the consistency card. Yeah, there's wages. So again, we're going for wages of retribution. No questions asked. Honestly speaking, I am kind of ready to sacrifice one turn just to keep this healthy and big. Because this is so good right now. There's nothing he can do to deal with this unless he Tomb Blades into attack into defense cards. That's the best play he got right here. And let us hope we didn't mess up too much. Yeah, we did, but it's fine. So wages. Talon Master, I would say pretty good. And let's begin. Oh, he's so unlucky. I feel so sorry right now. I think it's a surrender. Oh, goddamn, and right when I chose the Talon Master as well. Unlucky for him, so unlucky for him. And I don't think he has anything to deal with this either. He has to do a... Yeah, Doom Sight into defense card. Otherwise, there's no answers. And... oh no, he can't do it yet, okay. Was about to say that he should shoot it with extermination, but then again, he doesn't have it yet. And we're gonna get the apothecary. Yes. We're certainly getting the apothecary because with Wages of Retribution, the apothecary is naughty value, so you really want to draw him. To the Lich Guard. Just destroy it.
We ride for the lion.
I think I made a small mistake there. The small mistake is that I should have not placed this beside Ezekiel, because that's gonna get methodical right now. Because if it doesn't get methodical, it's game over. Extermination Protocol. Triarch. Relentless March. Yeah.
I will stand sentinel for the chapter's honor.
And we kind of don't care anymore about whatever we draw because we're at 9 energy. This one goes face, obviously. Because we don't care about a Necron warrior. I in general don't think that it's a good matchup for Zandrek. I believe it's game over. Yeah, it's hard game over. Yeah, we just go face here. There's nothing else to do, really. Even if he, like, somehow heals up and takes the board back, this is already catastrophic. Like 5 damage Azrael. We're in the late game. I got 28 HP and I got tons of secrets there, so yeah, it's not gonna work. Yeah, that's the issue. If you attack with this, it dies, and you want at least 2 Necron warriors here. Yeah, it's game over.
My legions will be reborn, and your defeat is inevitable.
Let me actually double check. Was it the same guy? Oh, no. It was a different one. Okay. Alright, let's roll again. And see what we do. How many games do we play, by the way? I think it's our game 6 right now, right? And we're up against Asmodai. Terrible. Because Asmodai, it has advantage versus Azrael. Because unless Azrael can really beat him down, Asmodai is very unfair with his secrets. So it's going to be very difficult. Unfair in a sense that it's not a close... it's not like... How can I tell you? It's not a reliable thing. You never know how lucky he's gonna get, because he might just draw his secret on turn 3 but he might never draw it as well, so it becomes a bit of a... it becomes difficult for Azrael to deal with that, because you're on a time bomb, basically. He has a better late game than you. Unless, of course, you draw wages, but... right off the bat, we drew a Death Knight Master again. What the hell? We're probably gonna go for Wages of Retribution here. We're gonna need that if we are to compete with Asmodai in the late game.
None shall escape the wrath of Caliban.
None shall escape the wrath of Caliban. Huh? Go for another rock. And I guess we just start pounding Asmodai. If he also plays Wages, we're screwed. Because he's gonna be getting secrets at double speed. That's an interesting play there. I honestly, I'll be direct. I never understand Asmodais who play Deathwing Terminators. Why I don't understand? Because you're already very reliant on RNG, and on top of that, what you're doing at that point is that you're kind of putting yourself in a situation where you have double RNG now. Your RNG for your secrets and your RNG for your Terminators, because you're not as consistent as Azrael to be playing those on curve. Even Azrael can't always perfectly do that, so I think in that sense it is very, very unproductive to play those. Maybe when it had 5 HP, yeah, it was just so good in terms of stats that you would still include it, but now I just don't know. It's still an okay drop, but you could play other things for 4 energy, right? I mean, when it works, obviously, but for the most part,
Caliban's rage echoes through me.
I would say it's unreliable. Guess I have to just take one turn of this. Might have to use this in advance. Inner Circle, not bad. I think Inner Circle is more objective for next turn, because he is the one who plays right now, and I might have to Black Knight into Reliquary. So that's a bit of an issue there. That was a wrong play by me. Apparently should have played Ezekiel. I mean, still not too bad though. Okay, he's definitely gonna be getting a secret next turn. So let us pray that it is not Convoke the Circle.
This is not allowed.
I'm gonna give this health. Just to make his life at least a little bit harder. Guess Unwavering Zeal could work. A little bit of AoE. Interesting.
Only death follows in our wake.
Okay. So we could play the Zeal. Absolutely, we play that. So that for next turn, if he drops something big, I actually get an answer, right? To be fair, I might just play Samael here. This might actually be a Samael play. Not even joking.
If it is death you crave, I shall gift it to you.
As always, once we are at 9 energy, we kinda don't care. So we can just go for stuff. Smothering Decree, pretty good.
We ride for the lion.
Okay. Oh, nice. He took some damage. I like that. And he plays Inner Circle Companion. Not good. Not good at all.
We must be eternally vigilant for our own flaws.
I'd say... yeah, Smothering Decree. Because in a worst case scenario, what happens here is that he hard removes this and attacks my face. Or he does Convoke the Circle and just drops a ton of units. No, worst case scenario is if he makes this invulnerable. That is the worst case scenario.
Through sacrifice we find redemption.
Really? Okay, here's how I'm gonna do it then.
The hunt never ends. Duty compels us forward.
This is actually really good. Then we drop this. Bash Asmodai. Deadly Hunters. I say Repulsor because with Repulsor I can actually finish him. So, exactly what I was saying about Asmodai, man. He could be drawing his secrets like on the first few turns, and now we're at 11 and I already had more secrets than him. Which I think is kind of stupid. That's what I don't like about the design of Asmodai's gameplay. It's so dependent on RNG that it's crazy. It's like extremely RNG dependent. You're essentially telling your opponent, yeah, either I get lucky and you lose without a chance, or I do not get lucky and, well, you win. So, I don't know. I just think that kind of a gameplay is not too healthy. Because right now, I got lucky. And that's the thing, honestly. And Azrael with Wages of Retribution, beating him out on the number of secrets he draws, is pretty nuts. So, overall, very weird. Very, very weird that it ended up working like that. I don't know, man. Again, I'm just unsure. Okay, we're up against Erika Luminas. We're keeping all of this, and we're getting defense turrets. Erika Luminas is actually one of the most interesting matchups you can get as Azrael, because there is just so much choice involved in this. That is genuinely crazy. And what I mean by that is, do you want her to pray, or do you want your consistent draws? Reality here is you want her to not pray. Like, do you want her to not pray? Sorry, not pray. Actually, it's the opposite. You, at any cost, stop her from praying. Even if it means you're gonna be drawing very bad. So, you cannot allow Luminas to pray, because then the game becomes very unmanageable. I'm sure all of you know what I mean here by that. So, I'm actually going to use my defense turrets. Then I'm going to drop the Black Knight. Yeah, that's pretty good. And I'm gonna bash her again. But we cannot allow her to pray. You know why I'm doing this? I'm doing this because once she is at 3 faith, she can play the Sacred Rose. The Sacred Rose is their main win condition, if you ask me, actually. At least one of their main win conditions. That 4 energy card is their bread and butter. It's their strongest tool currently that they possess. And you always have to be ready for that. Ooh, isn't that lucky? So that's very lucky because it allows me to now actually use Azrael's ability, because I stopped her prayer. I would have liked to play Inner Circle Companion, but not right now. Like, this Terminator is absolutely more important. And I gotta keep her in check, man. Not even 1 faith. You cannot allow her even 1 faith unless she really does it. Unless you got a situation where you can't stop it. Yeah, consistency is good, but allowing this here, faith, first of all, this ability is absolutely nuts. Even at 3 energy, it becomes nuts. You just don't want that. You can't have that, guys. It's not something you can allow. Then there's the fact of her using the Sacred Rose, then there's the Miraculous Feat. Like, there's like so much stuff that happens just because you allowed her to pray once. It's hard. Your Terminators are obviously your best friends in terms of dealing with Erika. The Arcoflage. Oh, that's a nice waste of resources. That, not a waste, I mean, it was correctly used, but that's a nice way that we kind of forced her to blow some of her important resources there. We keep pushing. Say another Deathwing Knight. We don't relent. We're just pushing the offensive, making her make decisions. So also at 3, her Seraphim also becomes stronger. Like, for Sisters of Battle, 3 faith is one of the checkpoints. Like, one of the bigger checkpoints, right? So, So here's the thing.
The hunt never ends. Duty compels us forward.
I think we're allowed to just go face here. I want this so much right now, but it's not the turn for it. But I really want to play it. I really do. Okay, that's nice. Seraphim gone. No, not the Seraphim, sorry, the Zephyrim is gone. Was the Fury of the Righteous. That's actually really good, because we kind of forced her to waste one of her biggest resources there. Now I think is the moment where I could actually allow her 1 prayer. Yes. Inner Circle, Ezekiel, Inner Circle. I think we can allow her that 1 faith here. Doesn't matter anymore. I mean, Of course it matters, but the chance of getting a Deathwing Master there was too important to Pat. We didn't get it, but it's fine. It was a risk well worth it. Now she has to deal with Samael anyway, so either she has to blow her divine intervention or just use another big flanker, which is good. Oh yeah. There we go. Perfect. That is like beautiful. That is one of the best things that can happen. You see a Sister of Battle forced to use that card. I guess we can go for Ezekiel. So this is how we place them. We do not place them around us because we don't want another Cleansing Flames hitting both of these guys. And don't forget, we have Repulsor as a finisher if something. Erika in general is a tough opponent for everybody because she's like Hathor Mat from Horus Heresy Legions, because she can drop things and cheat hit points. And hit point cheating is mostly very powerful. The only reason why she wasn't very strong at the release of the Sisters of Battle was that Sisters of Battle themselves were very weak. They, in reality, really didn't have a win condition, but now they do. Huh. That's not gonna work. That absolutely doesn't work, right? Nope. It's too late to be playing Saint Catherine right there, because Saint Catherine's Triumph, because it's already way too slow when I have the board. Ooh, GG. Always intense placing that Warlord, honestly. It's not an easy target for anybody, I think. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed those games. That should give you a little bit of insight on what Azrael is like nowadays. Leave a comment and tell me what you think. So, Ecclesiarch out.